Alright, guys. I am gonna record Maple Mornings. I believe I already recorded at least the first half of Maple Mornings in Freezeria Deluxe. Like last year sometime. But I don't care. I'm gonna do it again. I don't even think I got around to recording the second half. But I'm gonna try to do that this time. I've been hyper fixating on the Papa Louie games, so I'm pretty sure I will. I'll probably record it tomorrow or Sunday, because weekends are boring. I just want to kill times. I want to say I apologize if you hear any screaming in the background. My dad and my brother are watching some FIFA World Cup stuff. I actually woke up to it. So now I'm still feeling sleepy. Maybe this will wake me up a little bit. I don't know. My brother said he'll also order food in about an hour. So, yeah, I figured I'd do this to kill some time. I do have some things I want to ramble about. I already talked a little bit about it, and I already talked about this in the Discord server, Greenie thing, but I'll talk about it here as well. But first and foremost, yeah, I finally did unlock Robbie and Mokuria Deluxe. I've been atrociously behind on filler customers, so I didn't unlock him until like the freaking second Thanksgiving, but I finally unlocked him. I think I have 10 more left. 10 more customers. 5 Groove stock fillers and 5 Sugarplex Film Fest fillers, I believe. Yeah, in my Maple Mornings video that I did, like, back in, I believe it was November, I was stressed out. And, you know, there just wasn't much going on yet, but, you know, now I'm in a better place. With just veins and just mentally. I mean, I'm sleepy, but, you know, I'm not, like, you know, stressed out like I was. I am getting very hungry, though. Huh. Why does Akari always come during Maple Morning? Oh, because she favorites it. Ooh. Because I remember, I actually recently watched the other Maple Mornings video I had in Freezeria Deluxe, and she actually screwed me out of a perfect order, so... And a perfect day, I believe. I probably would have gotten a perfect day if it wasn't for her. But yeah, I've also been trying to get all of the stickers on Mokuria Deluxe, which I probably will for this game eventually as well in Pizzeria Deluxe. But oh my goodness. Some of the stickers are absolutely atrocious. For example, the freaking fuck-up stickers. Ethan, you know how much I hate those. But I had to do boomers twice because I fucked up the first time. Because she actually needed 2 unwanted ingredients in her latte, but I only put 1 of them. Like, I got it mixed up. Like, I put the blue flower petal stuff. I forgot what it's called. But she also wanted the blue nimbus in her drink. You know, the cloud of drizzle. And then, like, I fucked up on the... Everyone's a critic sticker as well the first time, because I used a different hat accidentally. Like, I used a hat that looks similar to a beret, but isn't. But I'm can't even speak. I finally got most of the atrocious stickers out of the way. I do need... I know I need, you know, the gold... Go for the gold. Or the restaurant regulars, as I think it's called. Where I need to get like 15 or so gold medals on customers. I still need to unlock some specials, and I still need to master some specials. Thankfully, I don't have to master all of them. I just need to master, like... What was it? 15 or something? Alright. But yeah, it's been a ride. I'm probably gonna take a break from Mokuria for now. And just focus on this game and maybe Pizzeria. Because I do want to record Valentine's Day indeed. I decided not to record... Ooh, I almost messed it up. I decided not to record every episode, but I do want to record, you know, some of the highlight holidays. You know, Valentine's Day, Maple Mornings, Cherry Blossom Festival. You know, the holidays that me and Green Ethan favorite. I also downloaded some HD games on my tablet. Oh my god, and it is so nice not having... the frick-ass cooldown boosters. HD and the web version of Freezeria had those cooldown boosters, and yeah. Fuck them. Oh, okay, I'm confused about something. Ethan, I could have sworn you already had bacon unlocked on your first day of Maple Mornings when you did that. Unless it wasn't the first day. Maybe it wasn't the first day of Maple Mornings. I think you were all in the middle of Maple Mornings, weren't you? Because I remember you already had bacon unlocked. But on the first day of a holiday, you unlock a mixable. Hold on, I'm actually gonna get my phone because I want to keep track of the time. When I record, you know, on Flashpoint, I can just look at my computer clock, but when I'm recording on Steam, you know, it's full screen, so I can't look at my clock. So I have to rely on my phone. Alright, it's 3:17. Aha, there's the bacon. There. Yeah, I think you were already in Maple Mornings, Green Ethan. And, you know, you started recording when you were in the middle of it, and not, like, when it was first commencing. Hugo, minus the cherry, that looks so freaking good. Oh my goodness, I love Maple Mornings so much. It's just so freaking delicious. Just another reason to record right before I eat. Not only does it kill time, but it also builds me up an appetite. Man, I'm probably gonna take a nap once my dad and my brother are done with the FIFA nonsense. Because I woke up to that. Because my dad comes home earlier than usual from work on Fridays. So when I woke up, you know, he was screaming at the TV. And I was still feeling sleepy, but, you know, it's hard to, like, sleep when there's noise going on, so... Yeah. I'm probably gonna take a nap later. If I can. Hopefully my dad winds down and just plays some video games soon. I'm looking forward to this FIFA stuff being over. It's been on 24/7. And it gets loud. Hold on, I'll take this off first so I don't overcook it. Yeah, I'm glad To Go and Deluxe versions of Freezeria got rid of the cooldown boosters. Good riddance. I think Lizelle favorites Tortellini Feast because she loves... I don't know how it's pronounced, but I think it's the Tortellini Feast syrup. I don't know. I don't know what it's pronounced. It's like spumani or something. It's like Italian. It sounds good. Alright, Sandra, I'll be right with you. Alright, and another thing I kind of wanted to ramble out is vacations, again, because my dad informed me yesterday that we might go to Ruidoso, New Mexico. I actually mentioned in one of my Hot Doggeria videos that we've been trying to go for years, but it's never worked out. But maybe it might finally pan out this year. You see, I don't mind vacations that are only a few hours away. Or even like when, you know, going to South Padre Island wasn't too bad. South Padre Island was about 12 hours, so we were in the car from, like, morning to evening, like from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. But we made a better time on our way back from South Padre Island. You know, that's about the limit for me. But, and then, of course, Houston is about 8 hours approximately. And then Ruidoso. I'm gonna look that up, actually. Sorry. Ruidoso. Alright. It says 69 hours, but in 20 minutes, but that is wrong. Oh, okay. That says public transport. I was looking at the wrong thing. The drive is 4 hours and 39 minutes. Yeah, that's not too bad. I just don't want to go halfway across the country. You know, those are the trips I want to avoid. And of course, the sporting event trips. You know, my dad is cool with me staying home for those. Because, you know, he knows I'm not a sports person, and what am I gonna do? Just sit in the hotel room while they go to their games. So yeah, my dad's cool about me missing those. And, you know, Ruidoso is, you know, only about 4.5 hours long. So, you know, I'm fine with trips that aren't... with going on, you know, trips that aren't that long. Ooh, Taru! You're probably happy about that, Greenython. But yeah, you know, vacations in general, I'm still kind of weary of because, you know, dealing with family can be a bit stressful. And there have been times where I was, you know, me and my family were at each other's throats during vacations. And then, of course, packing and unpacking can be draining. But, you know, I'll still go on, you know, casual, brief vacations close to home. But, yeah, I'm gonna do everything in my power to avoid going to Virginia or to California or to North Carolina, because my dad has stated that he wants to go to those 3 states. I really hope I can get him to be more considerate and understanding about my absolute distaste for really long vacations. I'm not as worried about my mom anymore because she no longer lives with us, but, you know, she has been insensitive to me about it in the past as well, and it does still hurt me. So I'm really hoping I can help them to understand. You see, you know, California's on the West Coast, and, you know, North Carolina and Virginia are both on the East Coast, and I believe North Carolina, you know, and Virginia border each other. Like, you know, I'm not saying my parents are bad people, but they just don't really understand what it's like to be on the spectrum. I mean, I can't necessarily blame them because, you know, they're not on the spectrum. So how would they know, right? You know? But when I try to explain myself to them, you know, I expect them to, you know, not dismiss my feelings. It's one thing to not understand, but it's quite another to just be downright insensitive. And another thing, too, is I'm an adult, so I should be able to get out of going to Virginia, to California, to North Carolina if I can. Like I said, you know, I'm fine with going to New Mexico, because, you know, that one's only a few hours away, but... Parents need to understand that, you know. Going halfway across the country can be too much, too overwhelming for a person on the spectrum. Because, you know, we are very particular about our comfort zone. And if we do step out of our comfort zone, you know, we want to do it little by little, not to such an extreme extent. I also do wish my mom could have thought for herself back in 2017 when first her and my dad had a fight about me not wanting to go. Then her and I had a fight about me not wanting to go to Virginia. Because my dad first brought it up in 2020. No, not 2026. 2016. And my dad has just, you know, like, well, sometimes, like, you know, sometimes he's insensitive, you know, sometimes, you know, he appears to be understanding. I guess it depends on his mood, but... But back when, because I wasn't even the one to tell him. My mom was the one who talked to him about it, and that's what sparked the ugly fight between my mom and I. I just don't get it. Like, and like my dad's excuse as well. You know, he always brings up, oh, you know, the whole family excuse to invalidate my boundaries. Because, you know, he puts a lot of importance on family. And that's a good thing. But it's not good to weaponize it, if you know what I mean. It's, you know, he shouldn't use it as an excuse to invalidate my boundaries or my needs. You know what I mean? It's obviously a good thing to be family-oriented and to, you know, view family as one of the most important things. But it's not about not setting boundaries, you know. And that's what a lot of family-oriented people, you know, don't get, you know. A lot of family-oriented people don't respect boundaries or space or unique needs. And the way I see it, if you are truly family oriented and if you truly care about your family, you would understand that, you know, your children, or just anyone in your family, but especially your children, might have their own needs and boundaries. And they're not always going to want to, you know, do everything together. You know, that's why compromise is important. For example, you know, I don't want to go on road trips halfway across the country, but I'm fine with going on a road trip you know, that takes just half a day, for example. Like, you know, 12 hours is probably about the limit. Excuse me? Okay, at least there's score details so I can see. Yeah, I could have sworn he orders chocolate chips in some versions, I guess. I'll probably either stop this recording when it's 4 or when I unlock all the Maple Mornings ingredients. Because that's usually when I like to end off the first part, is, you know, when I unlock all the ingredients. Well, I'll play through that day and then I'll end it. But yeah, as I was saying, that's why, you know, I wish more families understood not conflict, compromise. Well, yeah, compromise in the event of conflict. Because a lot of people preach it, but they don't always practice it. It's one of the reasons why I can't wait to get my own place. I mean, that probably won't happen for the foreseeable future, but it is something I want to eventually work towards. Probably an apartment. Because home ownership is a nightmare, but I would love, but, you know, maybe, I think an apartment complex will be more affordable for me. Plus, you know, there's certain accommodations that I can probably get that aren't as easily accessible, like when you own an actual home. Because me and my dad do tend to clash, which can sometimes put a damper on our overall relationship. And I don't want it to cause, you know, worse problems in the future. Because I do things that I can't help. And that I don't intend to, and, like, it sometimes annoys my dad, and, you know, I don't ever want to annoy anyone. Not intentionally. Well, or you know what or just in general, really, but You know, you've probably heard the term before. It's called the double empathy problem. And it's basically a term coined that to label, you know, the conflict between, well, we'll just say specifically, you know, people on the spectrum and people not on the spectrum. You know, that happens between me and my dad sometimes. You know, my brain is wired differently, so, and sometimes that causes conflict between my dad and I. And an example of that is my distaste for long vacations. I don't understand why my dad... You know, if my dad was more open to flying, I would probably be more open to going on vacations further away. But he's not. I mean, I get it, you know, flights can be a pain. But, like you said, Green Ethan, flights are a lot more comfortable when it, you know, when it comes to really long trips. Like, you know, just a 4-hour trip, like, to New Mexico, you know, that's fine to just drive, but if my dad really wants to go half-ass across the country, like, I don't understand why he can't just fly over there. And he wonders why I don't want to go. Luckily, you know, me, my dad, and my brother, we're gonna have our condos, you know, we're gonna stay in our own condo separate from my grandparents, and we're also gonna have our own vehicles. So I don't have to worry about their dog annoying me. And even when they do bring him, you know, he'll probably be confined to a stroller. Because I remember when we would eat together, like, for our last family vacation together at South Padre Island. Back in 2023. They would bring their dog. But he would be in a stroller, so at least he wouldn't be annoying anyone. Still, though, I do think it's a bit disgusting to bring a dog into a restaurant. You know, unless it's like a service dog. I have mixed feelings on service dogs, though, because on one hand, you know, I'm not gonna deny that, you know, they can be very helpful. But on the other hand, you know, I heard there are more effective and less obtrusive ways, you know, for people with disabilities to get help. But just bringing, like, a non-service dog into a restaurant, thinking back to it does kind of gross me out. Even if he was in a stroller, so he wasn't annoying anyone. It's just kind of, ugh, nauseating to think about. So, and, like, I can't help but be curious. Because this will be our first vacation since they started having to rely on my dad and my brother to look after the dog when they go on vacations together. Oh my god, this looks so good. And since we're gonna be with them, they can't rely on us to watch the dog. Not this time. Either they're gonna have to just suck it up and bring him, or suck it up and find a sitter. They're gonna have to pick their poison. But I'm actually glad that we're going with them. Because, like I said, you know, it's not gonna be one of their usual long vacations that is halfway across the country or even international. It's just gonna be a few hours, and I don't know how many days, but I'm assuming that this vacation will probably last probably 3 days, maybe 4. So yeah, it'll be nice not having to worry about the dog since we're gonna be on vacation too. They're not gonna be carelessly frolicking by themselves while they leave us with the problem. My dad invalidates me because I don't have any responsibility for the dog, but that doesn't mean that I'm not affected by it too. And, you know, that's something I wish he would understand. So, I'm happy. We're actually going with them for the first time since this whole thing started. Because our last vacation with my grandparents was in 2023, and then they started dropping their dog off in 2024, so this will be our first vacation since it started. So, I'm actually curious about how it will go. I honestly wouldn't mind waiting a few more months to get off the waiting list for my program. Into, like, actually, into officially get in. Because first of all, like I mentioned, the vacation next month. Well, I'll say possibly, because we've been planning it for years. We've been trying to go on this vacation, but it hasn't worked out. So I'll just say possible vacation next month. And second of all, I kind of just want this, you know, this last summer to just kind of do whatever while you're off of college. I know you got your AA yesterday, but I know you're gonna be going to a university on August 15th for, I believe, 2 years, and then you'll get your bachelor's. I'm not saying I won't have freedom when I get into my program, you know, because I'm still gonna have a lot of time to do my own stuff. However, I am gonna try to maintain a normal sleep schedule if I can, so we're probably so even when we don't include, you know, include you going to college, we're probably not going to do as many live streams. Because not only will you be in college, but, you know, I'm probably gonna, by the time we usually do live streams, I'm probably gonna want to try and wind down. So, yeah. I don't think live streaming will be as feasible once you are at your university and I'm in my program. I think it's ironic how maple topping is the... Oh, okay, and it's 3:55. So yeah, I think... And we've unlocked all the toppings, so I think playing for one more day would time things up perfectly. But yeah, like I said, you know, by the time, like, I usually do live streams, which is 12:30 for me, you know, at night, and then 10 p.m. for you, I'm gonna want to try to wind down during those days. At least the nights before I have to go to my program. During, you know, weekends, I can probably have some more freedom. But even then, I'm gonna want to try to maintain a normal sleep schedule even during the weekends. If I can, we'll see. So yeah. But like you said, we can still chill in the Discord server. And of course we can focus on whatever stories we have going on at the time. Which I definitely do want to get some new chapters out. I've just been too honed in on Mokuria Deluxe and just Papa Louie games in general. But I do want to try to get another chapter out of my Papa Louie series and then my other story. His savior, her protector. Oh, come on, James. Added a bit too much cinnamon roll. My foot used honey syrup instead of banana syrup. What? James! I I did not add too many cinnamon rolls. How do you do that? And who the fuck eats banana with their cinnamon rolls? I just saw yellow and I assumed he wanted honey and not banana. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, guys. They're screaming their heads off over this FIFA nonsense. Hopefully, I heard the game will end at 4, and hopefully they'll wind down after that. My brother will probably go to his room or somewhere, and my dad can hang out in his room and play video games. People don't really like it when their dad or whatever plays video games, but I honestly encourage it. I think it's better than losing your mind over a sporting show on TV. Oh yeah, Mitch and Maggie. Yeah, I think I over-blended it a little bit. Sometimes I forget to set the timers because they're manual. And you have to keep setting them manually. Which makes sense, because you have 3 to choose from. Ah! Go on there. Yeah, this looks so freaking good. Oh my god. Maple Mornings is freaking heaven, I swear it is. Oh my god. Nice. Okay, I think that's just Grimmy, thankfully. So he'll stop the madness. I'm gonna... Yep, everyone's gonna go for 2 bronze after this. Well, the closers, I mean. Yep. Nice. Yep, and yep. Kahuna's already at bronze, because... Oh yeah, we're on day 32, so... Captain Corey should be at a bronze. Yep. And now, we're gonna get Grimmy. Okay, it's 4:03. That game should be ending. I'm sorry about the noise in the background, guys. Hopefully it ends soon. Well, I'm about to end this video, so I just mean I hope it ends for me. But yeah, this will be the last day. And we're wrapping it up. Thank you for the perfect score. And Robbie gave me a perfect score too. Alright, I think that will be a good place to end it. I will probably do the rest of Maple Mornings either Saturday or Sunday, which is tomorrow or Sunday. I will see you guys later. Goodbye.